I was quite surprised when I read the top endorsement on your book from Julia Child,
Oh, you're not afraid of a little flame, are you?
who didn't have a very high opinion of nutritionists in the day. And she made you a steak dinner, right?
Oh, this is my famous dinner with Julia. I've already told you that we cooked from mastering the art of French cooking when in my competitive home cooking days. And of course, I watched her on television and admired her extravagantly. And I was hanging around with a group called Old Ways Preservation and Exchange Trust, which was a food organization that was very interested in food for health and sustainability, and took groups of academics and food writers and other chefs all over the world to eat fabulous food. It was really a wonderful, wonderful organization at the time, and it did wonders for me. And I met one of the people who led that organization, Nancy Jenkins, who was a food writer. And she said, if Julia meets you, maybe she'll change her mind about nutritionists. I thought this was a little optimistic because Julia was famous for saying that nutritionists had ruined food for America, that the focus on reducing fat had taken all the joy out of food, and that nutritionists didn't like food, and there was nutritionists were promoting canned vegetables and frozen vegetables. I mean, she was just absolutely appalled by the whole thing. And so Nancy thought, well, if Julia meets me, she'll change her mind. So Nancy arranged this dinner, at which Nancy ended up not being able to come because she had broken her foot. And so there I was at this dinner party, facing Julia on my own with some other people who were there. And she just seemed really resentful of having me there and was not very welcoming, and in fact was rather cold, and then plunked down the largest steak I had been offered to eat for as long as I could remember. I do eat meat. I just don't eat a lot of it. And this was a lot. It was very delicious, but it was a lot. And she said, there's nothing like I can't imitate her. I really can't. But there's nothing like a good steak, is there? And I thought, oh dear, okay, the daggers are drawn. And it was a very difficult evening, but things got much better afterwards. And, that she did a blurb for Food Politics was extraordinary because she doesn't blurb books, and her agents arranged it. I was enormously grateful. It really meant a lot.
And she was a late bloomer too, right?
Yeah, and not as late as me, but
Not
she
quite.
was a late bloomer.
Didn't she get into TV in her 50s or something, and people thought, you're crazy, especially the men?
BBC's making docs about prize-winning scientists while we're peddling cookbooks.
She was so absolutely endearing.
Feels flimsy to me. This is public television, for God's sake.
Shouldn't we go with someone with a more camera-friendly look and a less distinctive sound?
And real. She was, you talk about authenticity. She was absolutely authentic on TV, and she was absolutely authentic in person. She was really uncomfortable about being put in the position of having to make dinner for a nutritionist. And we didn't know each other, and we had no, basis for any kind of relationship. And I had brought my copy of Mastering the Art of French Cooking with me to have her sign it. And this book is worn. I don't know how else to put it. It's got singed pages. It's got pages that are stuck together with hollandaise sauce. It's got, it was clearly a book that was heavily used, and I thought that would impress her, but it didn't. She wrote me something that was kind of stiff and not very warm on it as I was leaving. But really, things got much better afterwards. When we started food studies at NYU, all was forgiven. By that time, things were much better, and I have a whole collection of, she wrote lots and lots and lots of little postcardy notes. I have my collection of them. By the end, things were much better.